Hi everyone, welcome to today's workshop, which is Wellbeing and Resilience for Young Adults. I've got the slides up on this PowerPoint now, so I'll show you them. So what is resilience? Resilience refers to the ability to manage change, to maintain and restore mental health and well-being, particularly after an adverse event. Taking steps to look after your well-being can help you deal with pressure and reduce the impact that stress has on your life. This is sometimes called developing emotional resilience. Resilience is not just your ability to bounce back, but also your capacity to adapt in the face of challenging circumstances, whilst maintaining a stable mental well-being. So I've just got a video that I'll show you.
To me, resilience is the power to come back up. So if you're a bit of clay, I know you're not a bit of clay. I'm not a bit of clay.
I think resilience is the ability to bounce back and knowing what to do in the future when it happens again.
It's your way of dealing with something and managing to say to yourself, I've done this, I've faced this, but I'm not going to face it again. It's your way of combating something and the way that you're going to deal with it in the future.
For me, emotional resilience is to be able to cope with life issues but also succeed at the same time.
To me, emotional resilience is developing ways of coping with difficult situations. So, for instance, you're a piece of mud and somebody's squishing it.
So sort of building up a toolbox of ways to cope with them.
Resilience means being able to cope normally when there's things going on and still succeeding.
I think it's important to build up your resilience because you have a better communication skills with other people around the world, and also you have more confidence in the future.
Resilience is important because it's the way that you're going to deal with a situation.
To me,
It means that you don't have to face the same thing again, and it means that your mental strength is just a lot better than it has been previously.
Resilience is important because it gives you the know-how to come across problems in your later life, and you give you the know-how and everything.
Resilience is important because it can help people deal with new situations and it can help people as they're growing up throughout their lives.
It allows you to be yourself in a way. Like gives you that confidence to strive.
I'm not saying it properly. Right, I just remembered what to say. Right, I've got it.
Emotional resilience is important because it allows people to adapt and to change their lives so they can cope with anything that they face.
To me, resilience is the power to come back up. So, like a bit of mud, you squidge it, and it gets really sad and squished and flat. So, you're upset, you cry your eyes out, and then somebody comes along, aka Head Start, and they help you to come back up and be a thick piece of mud again.
So this picture, sometimes it can feel like we're the orange fish in the middle that's swimming the other way. So when in a weakened state, we can often feel as if it is more difficult to find a balance in life. It can often feel as though we are swimming against the tide. Resilience isn't a personality trait, it's something that we can all take steps to achieve. So why is resilience important? It improves learning and academic achievement, lowers absences from work or study due to sickness, reduces the risk of behaviours such as excessive drinking, smoking or use of drugs, increased involvement in community or family activities and a lower rate of mortality and increased physical health. So I've just got another video that I'm going to show you.
Most people want to have more energy at the end of the day. How much resilience we have plays a big role in that. Resilience commonly is thought of as the ability to bounce back after a challenging situation, but a newer and broader definition has emerged. HeartMath defines resilience as the capacity to prepare for, recover from, and adapt in the face of stress, adversity, or challenge. When you are resilient, Not only can you bounce back faster after challenging situations, but you also have more ability to avoid getting in those situations in the first place. Now that's energy efficient. Being resilient is like having a fully charged inner battery. You have greater capacity and ability to remain calm, think clearly, and be in control of your mind and emotions. You can roll with the punches more easily and flow through challenges, like a surfer skillfully riding a big wave rather than getting wiped out. His inner poise and balance help him succeed. There are 4 primary areas of resilience: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We expend and renew energy in each area every day. If we have low energy in one area, it can affect the others. It is the emotional area where most people drain their inner batteries unnecessarily and waste energy. You can build and sustain your resilience by learning and using energy management skills. With practice, you'll increase your resilience and have more energy reserves when you need it most, such as maintaining your cool or ability to focus when too much activity and information is coming your way too fast.
So growth. So people are not born resilient. Each individual can build up their resiliency in their everyday lives. So we're going to talk about growing up and when we're a kid and a baby and how it works. So temperament. Whilst children are not born resilient, some are born with a very high threshold for tolerating distress. These children are easy to comfort. They tolerate hunger, noise, transitions and chaotic situations relatively well. On the other hand, some children are born very sensitive to any stimulation. They are easily overwhelmed. A child's temperament appears to be determined by a combination of genetics and the environment of the womb. Distressed mothers with poor prenatal care will more likely have children with difficult to soothe temperaments. Mothers with stable life circumstances, good nutrition and no prenatal alcohol, smoking or other drugs of abuse will have a higher probability of having a child with the easy to soothe temperament. So attuned caregiving. No matter what a child's temperament, the capacity to deal with stresses is shaped by his caregivers. A calm, experienced caregiver can help a difficult to soothe infant quiet down and feel safe. In time, this caregiver-infant interaction can be an important factor in helping the child deal with stress in positive ways. On the other hand, an anxious, inexperienced and isolated caregiver, even with an easy to soothe child, can ultimately shape this child to be reactive and less capable of dealing with distress. Imagine how difficult it can be for a neglectful, distressed caregiver trying to guide an overly sensitive infant. Healthy attachments. So children with poor bonding with a primary caregiver will be less resilient. This may be related to the important role that connecting to other people plays in our capacity to survive traumatic stress. Children with extended and involved family, invested neighbours and caring teachers and community have far fewer problems following severe trauma. The ability to use this support system, however, depends on the child's ability to connect with and relate to other people. This strength develops in the early years of life in the caregiver-child interaction. On the other hand, isolated children with few social and emotional connections are very vulnerable to distress and traumatic stress. Opportunities for practice. In order to become resilient to life's unpredictable and overwhelming stresses, we first must build and strengthen our stress response systems through practice. Children are continually exposed to new developmental challenges. The gradual gain of new skills gives the child experience with facing a challenge and experiencing success. The thousands of tiny challenges and successes that a young child experiences helps build confidence and, over time, resilience. So another interesting thing to look into for your own research is looking into the attachment theory as well. So the types of resilience. So we have inherent resilience. This is the natural resilience that we're born with. It helps us learn to play, discover and also take risks. Adaptive resilience. So this type of resilience occurs at different points in our lives. It is usually brought on when a difficult event happens in our lives. Every time we build up our resilience and learn to heal, it is about adapting to what's happened. So for example, if you've been made redundant, you will eventually find a new job. And obviously at first it's horrible and it's stressful, but over time you learn to adapt to the situation. Learned resilience. This is built up over time. Different experiences helps us build this type of resilience. It is about growth and we develop our mechanisms for managing. So how can I be more resilient? So practice being straightforward and assertive. If people are making unrealistic demands of you, be prepared to tell them how you feel and say no. Relaxation techniques. You may already know what helps you relax, but even with the simplest of things can elevate a person's mood, such as going for a walk, taking a bath, etc. Develop interests and hobbies. This can help socially also. So for example, attending a class of some sort can help a person make friends. Make time to see friends. So it's easier said than done, as when we're feeling low we want to hide away, but stepping out of that comfort zone and reaching out to good friends can help. Even if it's just meeting for a coffee for an hour, it can help you see things from a different perspective if you feel comfortable enough to open up to them. And balance. Life is about finding that balance with everything in your life. It can be difficult juggling with work, studies, social life and other events that may come about in everyday life. Spreading your time out and taking small steps is key to being resilient and being able to move forward. So other things can be talking to your work or uni or college to see if there's any help that they can give you, if they have a peer support network as well. Looking after your physical health. So getting enough sleep. Stress can often make it difficult to sleep and can cause sleep problems. Getting enough sleep can help you feel more able to deal with difficult situations. Be active. Being physically active is important for both our physical and mental health. Even making small changes such as going for a regular walk outside may help you to feel less stress, even if it is just going around the block or to a corner shop. Eat healthily. When you're stressed, it can be tempting to skip meals or eat too much of the wrong kinds of foods. But what you eat and when you eat can make a big difference to how you feel. Types of self-care. So we've got physical, so sleep, stretching, walking, physical release, healthy food, yoga, rest. Emotional, stress management, emotional maturity, forgiveness, compassion and kindness. Social, so boundaries, support system, positive social media, because obviously there's a lot of negative things online. Communication, time together and asking for help. Spiritual, which is time alone, meditation, yoga, connection, nature, journaling and sacred space, which is like a church. And finally, give yourself a break. So reward yourself for your achievements. Even if you feel as though it's only small, every achievement is a positive step forward and a victory. In order to remember to forgive yourself, also if you feel if you have made a mistake or not achieved something you wanted to, nobody's perfect and putting that extra pressure on yourself doesn't help.